Welcome to JazzTime.com. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online. If you want to know the price of the watch, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate it if you'll buy a watch from JazzTime.com once in a while. Today we'll be reviewing the Cartier Santos. This is the model number WGSA0019. We're going over the dial, bezel, case, crown, strap, clasp, and we'll talk about the movement towards the end of the video. So jumping right into the dial, we still have the standard Cartier dial that you would see on most Cartier watches, which is the beautiful silver openly style dial, which is this sort of a little bit off-whitish color. And then it's accented by the Roman numerals in a nice black, so you have the nice contrast of the black on white. And makes it much easier to read, even with the railroading in the inner inner of the dial and the square patterning as well. Each minor indices, of course, is your minute marker, with every five being bolded, of course, at every hour marker position. The only time the Roman numerals stop is at the 6 o'clock position, which is replaced by the date window. So it's very easy to read the date window there at the 3 o'clock position. No magnification needed. The hour and minute hand are blue sword steel hands. I'll go zoom in a little bit more for you so you can see it sort of against the light. You can see the nice tint of that sort of darkish blue on the second hand, hour hand, and the minute hand as well. So very simple style overall, but it's very, very effective. That contrasting of just minor contrast just actually makes the dial look very nice and makes it pop much more appealing to the eye. But besides that, if you didn't know, the Cartier Santos line is actually it's an aviator's watch, as the Santos line was made, I believe in 1904 was a year where actually Louis Cartier made this aviator watch for a famous Brazilian aviator named Alberto Santos Dumont, which is why this line is called the Cartier Santos. So this watch was made with aviation in mind. Large face, easy to read, quickly read at a glance, and then there'll be a few other things about the watch itself that I'll talk about later that sort of falls in line with the idea of aviation for this watch. But besides that, sort of moving on now to the bezel. So the bezel is actually a very interesting bezel. We have this very nicely high polished square bezel, as you would obviously assume from a square style case, but they actually did a nice job in sort of spilling it over on the top and bottoms of the watch. You can see it doesn't have a hard edge where it just makes just a sort of porthole style just square. It actually just spills over and gives it a nice sort of clean symmetrical look throughout the watch. Not only that, as we move on to the case, you can see the case has nice sort of chamfers from the side of the lug all the way throughout, high polish on the crown protectors itself, only on the top of the crown protectors, as you can see, and then it follows throughout, and it really just gives a nice contrast, a nice bordering, sort of bordering from the start of the bezel to the side of the case. It really sort of helps it puts it all together. All right, and the brush, they actually do use brush finish, you can see on the lugs themselves and at the very edges of the case, and then on the side of the case you can see very nice curvature of the case itself, so it fits very comfortably on the wrist. You can see very beautiful brush finish on the side. I'll show you the crown side. So you can see the crown side is nicely brushed as well, even onto the crown protectors. So high polish on top of the crown protectors, nice brush finish on the side of the crown protectors, of course, and we have the blue capuchon spinel on the crown itself here. The case size of this watch, before we move on to the crown, the case size is a 39.8 millimeters in case sizing, so that's from the side to side, so that's 39.8 millimeters. Okay, moving on to the crown now. So the crown, it's actually just a pull-out crown. It doesn't screw down or anything, so it's just simply, it's already tight against the case. So at this current position, we have, this watch is water resistant, specifically up to 10 bars, which is approximately 100 meters or about 330 feet. Okay, so in this current position is actually where you can wind your watch So this is an automatic watch, it's not a quartz watch. So you can go go clockwise and be able to wind a watch. About 15-20 winds is all you need to get the watch started from a dead stop. Pulling the crown out to the next position. So I'm going to pull that out to the next position. You can see the adjustment of the date. It's very simple, just 2 revolutions of the crown in a clockwise position will allow you to adjust the date quickly. There's no function going counterclockwise, just clockwise. And then pulling the crown out to the next position. We'll stop the second hand at its current position. So you see I've stopped it right before the 7 o'clock position, and it allows for precise time settings such as to an atomic clock online. You can set it down to the exact seconds while being able to move the hands bidirectionally as you like. So I'm going to set it back to a 10 and 2 here. Alright, pressing the crown back in. We'll start that second time once more, and as you can see, crown function is very easy and very simple to use. You don't have to mess with any screwing or anything. You just simply pull out and adjust as quickly as you need. Alright, moving on to the strap now. So we have a beautiful black alligator leather strap. Specifically for this version, for this WGSA0019. There used to be a previous model where it was the now discontinued WGSA0011. They've actually switched to a sort of tank style strap, so you can adjust, adjust it on your wrist however you like, however you need, or if you plan on giving it as a gift. It's very quick and easy to do. I'm pretty sure this is self-explanatory in terms of being able to adjust the strap, whereas the previous model didn't have this sort of feature, and it was only sort of shifted. It was only linked to one side. Had no holes in the strap, so you had to you couldn't really adjust it as easily as you would be able to adjust it now. As you can see, here's the clasp located here. Actually has a deployment style or butterfly style. So you just press the 2 buttons, tops and bottoms of the clasp, and then you're going to open up, revealing very thin clasp blades. As you can see, very beautiful rose gold. Close that up. You can see very minor. One thing I do notice about this strap itself is there's only a very minor tapering from the strap itself. So it does make the head look a little bit large, but so overall it looks still in proportion, just because how they've done the sort of lugs of the case, sort of going from a large casing from the sides, and then sort of tapering down from the lugs themselves into the strap. So even though the strap looks a little bit thinner, it actually looks nice and in proportion altogether. Okay, so once more, I'm going to show you that clasp. So once again, deployment pushers on top and bottom, and open. For the movement that's housed in that case back, the movement that the Cartier uses is the caliber 1847 movement. It's an in-house made movement. One thing to note is that the casing is actually amagnetic, so it does have resistance against magnetism. Once again, that's keeping the sort of aviation in mind. So the whole case is, the movement itself is actually, I believe it's double cased for that reason. So the watch cannot, rather the watch is resistant against magnetism, and you don't want your watch to get magnetized, as it does cause it to run erratically. Usually in cases makes it run much faster, and of course you don't want your watch running faster. So that's something to keep in mind. But besides that, pretty standard movement for the Cartier. One thing I didn't mention is that for the strap, there has this really interesting feature called the quick switch strap. So you can see here, you can see from the sort of changing color, there's from the black strap, there's this little grayish bar here. So what you can do is you just press on this bar and pull it towards you, and then you'll be able to adjust this Cartier strap on the fly if you have an additional Cartier strap. So pretty cool feature. This is the quick switch feature right here. It says a little spring loaded at the end. So then it always goes in from the bottom of the case, so you're never coming in from the top and accidentally scratching your lugs from the front, and it just fits very quickly and very easily, just like that. And then it's got the same strength. It's not going to come apart just because you did that sort of quick switch. All right, so let me actually try this watch on my wrist, give you guys a look at how it looks. Specifically for this watch, I didn't mention that the thickness of the watch. As you can see, it fits very cleanly on the top of the wrist. That's, you know, nicely curved, so it fits comfortably, but doesn't sit too high off the wrist, so will fit into the suit cuffs very nicely. And as you can see, there's the watch itself. Actually, it looks almost like a perfect fit on my wrist. I have an average my size wrist of a 7-inch wrist. As you can see, it doesn't look too large, and just that sort of contrasting from the just a small tint of blue from the hour and minute hands, but then the black and white contrasting, making it easy to read the dial. But then we have the nice touch of the rose gold, giving a nice shine. It makes the face of the watch just really interesting and appealing to look at a glance. I mean, not much else can be said about the strap itself. It's just a simple black alligator strap, easy to adjust, easy to place on, and overall this watch is just, you know, very simple and easy to use overall. So you won't have to fumble with anything about this watch. It's just, you know, grab and go, adjust when you need. So if you're interested in this watch or any other watch for the lowest possible price, check out our website, WGSA0019 We have the lowest prices guaranteed, and if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on show more to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.